Alright guys, we're going to do Earthlings Pet Answers number 7 now. If you guys are new to this, I answer pet questions on camera live here. Leave a comment in this video asking a question, and next video there's a good chance I'll answer it live. So we're going to be looking at the comments from the last video here. I've got them just up on my screen, and I haven't actually read through all of these. I've seen them as they've come in. But I'm just going to start reading through and answering what I can here. So we got Talia Beth D. As my cockatiels use their water bowl as a bathroom. How do I get them to stop pooping and showering in it less than a half hour after I change the water? Some birds do like to take baths more often, so some birds are just going to go in more. You could try having a smaller drinking area. There's some dishes that will have a smaller part to drink out of, and they kind of have like a tank on top. That a bird can't get into as easy. It's not going to be able to go to the bathroom in it as easy. Putting water dishes, hang-on ones higher in the cage is a good idea, so that way they're not going to poop in it as much because it's higher and like on the side or back of the cage. It's about where you place it. Try placing it higher and in different spots, and also try to get a water bowl that has kind of a tank on top and a smaller hole to drink out of that they can't bathe in, and that one will be cleaner more often for a longer amount of time. Kayla, not telling. Thanks for the answers. I answered her question last week's. Her nails grow very fast. Vet is unsure why. Her front paws are the ones that get trimmed the most. I'll definitely ask my vet about a pill to calm her down. She was asking about trimming, and her dog really didn't do well with nail trimming. My dog's pretty crazy. He doesn't like his feet touched either. For that, you can go to the vet and you can ask them. They'll give you pills sometimes, like kind of mild tranquilizers that can help with that. Okay, Furry Friend says, cool, I'm a big fan. Can you answer, can I put my baby ferret with an adult ferret? And I've heard of people introducing different age ferrets, and it usually is better to introduce a younger ferret to an older ferret rather than the other way around. I don't see a problem with it. Just monitor them and keep an eye on them, but it should be fine. But just for the first days to even weeks, just keep a close eye, make sure there's nothing too bad fight-wise going on, no territorial stuff. But they are social creatures. They like to be around others of their own kind, so I don't see a problem with it. When you say baby, I mean, I assume it's not like an actual complete baby. I assume it's a couple months old, so I think it'd be just fine. Casa Star Blaze asks, my question is, my hedgehog had babies. They're almost 7 weeks old. One of them has back leg paralysis. Despite this, he's still able to move around, drink, and eat. Should I have any concerns about him? Well, yeah, if his back leg is paralyzed, he could still move around and eat and drink, which is good. But you don't know why that paralyzation is there. So you might want to bring it to a vet and find out why. Or, he's eating and acting healthy. Just give him the best life he can have. I wouldn't necessarily sell him to anyone or get rid of him. Try to just care for him the best you can, and hopefully he lives a long time. But there's really no answer to that unless you go to a vet and find out what's really wrong. But just give him a good life, and he might end up living a long time, but it might be an illness or something that's causing this that, without getting checked up, might kill him sometime soon. So just, it's up to you there. Bring him to a vet or just give him a good life. Tristan Salima, I got a bearded dragon from a breeder that fed him exclusively live crickets as well as staple vegetables. So, however, now that he lives with me, he won't eat the live superworms I've been feeding him. I've had him for over a month, and I just borrowed some crickets from my friend to see if he'd eat them, and sure enough, he did. Will I have to switch to feeding him crickets, or is there any way to get him to eat worms? My dragon eats almost any insect, but some are pickier than others. If he just won't eat superworms, yeah, you're going to have to try other insects. Crickets, he likes, that's good. Crickets are one of the best insects to feed him anyways. Cockroaches are really nutritious as well and good. But there's tons of insects out there. They can eat almost any insect out there, really. You can get hornworms, you can get calci worms, the mealworms and superworms. You can get even regular worms, I've heard people feeding to them. Grasshoppers, crickets, I mean, there's a lot of insects out there you could try, so if he's not eating superworms at all, yeah, try some other things. Get some more crickets and try some other things. If he's not that old, he's probably not going to eat vegetables that much yet, but as time goes on, he'll eat vegetables more and more. Super Brotech. Is calcium-filled crickets okay for a hedgehog? Like, there's food that you can give crickets, I guess he's asking about that. There's food that you can give crickets, and they'll ingest it and they'll be filled kind of with it. And there's also dusting. They're two different things, basically provide the same outcome though. I think it'd be fine. Don't see any problem with it. You don't have to get calcium filled crickets, so you don't have to do that. There's no reason to do that. But yeah, it shouldn't be a problem. I don't see any problem with using those. Pop Any City, Pap Any City asks, where do I start with litter training a ferret? I think I talked about that a little bit in my ferret video, but ferrets don't see very well, so they'll often go to the bathroom in a corner, against the wall or in a corner usually, because then there's nothing behind them, so they feel safe. So basically put a litter box in every corner of the room that you're keeping him in while you're trying to train him. And he'll start realizing that those boxes are, where he wants to go. But basically corners are the best way to start. Get a litter box in every corner and confine him to a room so he hopefully uses those litter boxes rather than run around the whole house. And when he gets used to those places, he should continue to use those boxes. Justin Jenkins, I want a male leopard gecko. What are some tips? It's really hard to answer. That'd be like a long video all on its own, but I have lots of leopard gecko videos. Search my channel for Leo or leopard gecko, and you'll find lots of videos. I got lots of care videos and lots of tips there. T. Pablo, I recently got a 2 to 3 month old bearded. How many crickets should he be eating? A few a day. People always wonder, what's the exact number, but crickets are all different sizes. You can get small crickets or big crickets and medium-sized crickets. So, he could eat 20 baby crickets, or he could eat 3 or 4 fully grown adult crickets. But I'd say just throw in a few a day and just monitor him, make sure he doesn't look like he's getting overweight or underweight, excuse me. Felt like I was going to sneeze, but I didn't. So just make sure he's not getting over or underweight. I'd say feed a few insects a day. 3 to 5. Throw 3 to 5 in there and see what happens. But that should be good. 3 to 5 kind of adult crickets. Yeah, and yes, your young baby can eat adult crickets. I've had bearded dragons that fit in the palm of my hand eating adult crickets and superworms. I'd recommend getting the adult crickets rather than the smaller ones because you're getting more money for your food. A lot more money for your food. Food for your money. You're getting a lot more insects and size of insects for your money. So I'd go with the large ones. Hasib Hamidi, how long should I keep a breeding pair of hedgehogs in one tank? Quick answer is 10 days. Simple. Super Brotech, is it okay that my hedgehog runs around on the carpet? Is this okay? Yeah, it's fine. You can let your hedgehog walk around the house. They like room temperature basically anyways, like 75 is good for them. It's fine to let them out and walk around, yeah. Someone tell me what he means by STO. Short-tailed opossum, Brazilian short-tailed opossums. They're marsupials, relative to kangaroos and other marsupials, of course. And pretty cool pets. I have some videos. Search my channel for STO and you'll get some videos on them. Let's see here. Super Brotech asks a couple more questions here. Is it okay that my hedgehog doesn't curl into a ball when I hold him? Yeah, that's a good thing. It means you don't want them to curl into a ball. They're usually aggravated or scared when they do that. So it's good if he's not curling into a ball. And he also asked, my hedgehog accidentally dumped a cheesy crumb. Is that okay? It was only a little. Yeah, it's probably fine. But yeah, of course, processed chip type foods aren't good for hedgehogs. But I think he'll be just fine. Moodle Noodle asks, I'm getting a hedgehog in 1 week, but I don't know if the food I got is good. I have a cat, and his food is Blue Freedom chicken formula, grain-free. Yeah, that's good. And then she said, is that good for a hedgehog? Yeah, that's good. Any type of high-quality cat food is good. And that Blue Buffalo grain-free is actually, I've used that before myself. It's fine. So that's good food for your cat and your dog right there. Let's see. Josh Lee, just a couple questions left here. Josh Lee asks, I have a cat and I'm thinking about getting a hedgehog. Will they be okay in the same room If not, any recommendations? Um, Hedgehogs are pretty good at defending themselves. I mean, when they're curled in a ball and scared and got their spikes everywhere, not much wants to mess with them. Do make sure, I have a cat and a dog. They don't touch my hedgehogs. But do make sure that when you first introduce them, if you're going to introduce them, make sure that the cat or dog or whatever, you got a cat, the cat knows that that's your pet. You know, hold the hedgehog, make sure the cat knows it's your pet and not something to attack. But what happened with my cat is she slowly went up to the hedgehog and she touched it once and she was like, you know, that spike, that hurt. So she pretty much doesn't touch the hedgehog anymore at all. So your hedgehog should be safe pretty much. But yeah, don't leave them kind of unsupervised, at least until you know that they're okay. My cat will often sneak into the pet room and go into my hedgehog cage to steal the cat food that's in there. And I'll walk in and she'll be in the hedgehog cage. She never has touched the hedgehog really. She just goes in there for the food. But yeah, it should be fine. But just monitor when they first interact. Tacos are awesome. How do wet hedgehog spines feel? Like, same as dry, because they don't absorb water really. It's not like hair that feels different. It basically feels the same, dry or wet. Yeah, there's really no difference. So that was our questions this week. I think I went through and got pretty much every question that I saw there. So again, if you want to leave a question, anything about pets, just leave a comment in this video and I'll answer it in the next video, number 8. This is number 7. So happy pet keeping. We'll see y'all later.